I have opened the SketchUp integration tool and I now want to show what you can do with the Photomontage exporter. I have the project lined up already with a calibrated camera object. As you can see, the horizon line looks correct, and as a new thing in windPRO 3.5 I can move the cursor on the map and it shows a marker in the expected places on the photo. And also when I move the cursor on the photo, a line on the map shows the corresponding direction. It all looks correct and the photomontage is ready, and the next step is to add the objects I like to visualize on the photo. If you're new to windPRO Photomontage, it consists of a long list of calibration and optimization tools that makes it possible to fast and easy calibrate a camera model with very high precision. This will be covered in a separate tutorial. Now I will demonstrate what the SketchUp integration tool could do for you and Photomontage. First I click on the Create Exporter button to create an exporter. I select the camera I want to export, and else I will just go with the default settings. I'll get back to them later. I also want to have a 3D surface. I will make a surface export of the current map with symbols. Then I load SketchUp. When SketchUp is loaded, I run the two exporters I have made. My surface exporter takes the active map view, so I'll just arrange it to be suitable. Here I have my surface and the photomontage image. As you can see, there is a tab with the name of the photomontage, and when I click on it, the viewpoint is changed to the camera position. To get the best quality, it is important that you in the preferences specify that maximum texture size should be used, else the photo can look a bit blurry. There is a layer for each export, and I can now show and hide the surface layer. Now I imagine that someone wants to know how it would look like with a 20-meter high silo next to this small farm. If I had a 3D DVG file with the silo, I could just import it. But now I will instead look in the 3D library. Here you can find almost anything. A lot of good stuff and a lot of bad stuff. Now I search for silo. Start filtering the numbers of polygons to prevent getting too large models into the system. Here is a pretty model. I simply download it into my project. I use the Move tool to move it to the correct position. If I need to place it at a specific position, I can export a text object from windPRO and it will show me the exact position in SketchUp. Also, I can export a coordinate system informer. See the tutorials for those exporters for details. Now I use the tape tool to measure the silo height. It is 8.47 meters, and then I use the scale tool to scale it to 20 meters. First I randomly scale it. Then I punch in the wanted scale, 2.36 in this case, and press enter. This is often the way to do it in SketchUp. Now I can see how the silo would look on the photo. I changed the edge style to make it look better. If I would rather render the silo in Photomontage in windPRO, then I just select the silo and export it to windPRO using this menu item. Now the silo is added to the windPRO project as a 3D object and can be rendered as normally. This is already very useful for Photomontage users, but now I would like to show how to render shadows on the photo in SketchUp. First, I create a Btg exporter and export a small Btg. Then I turn on shadows and sets the date and time. Then I make the Btg rotate. I can now see the shadows on the ground and I can see that they reach the buildings. This is interesting, but I would like to see the shadows on the photo. I turn rotation off. It is not a good idea to have the Btgs rotate while editing the model. I have added obstacle objects at the building positions in windPRO, and I now export them to SketchUp. Alternatively, I could have created those buildings directly in SketchUp. Now I want to project the photo onto the buildings. I can do that in windPRO if the objects are in windPRO as 3D objects. So that is easy. I export the buildings from SketchUp to windPRO. If it should be real perfect, I could have fine-tuned the buildings first, but this is okay. Now I will project the photo to the 3D object I just got from SketchUp. I create a 3D object exporter and select that a photomontage should be projected onto the 3D object. I make this exporter work for selected 3D objects. I had already selected the 3D object and now I run the exporter. Now windPRO asks me if I want to edit the texture that was created for the 3D object before continuing. In this situation, I say no. Now in SketchUp I have two versions of the buildings, one with a photo texture and the original one. I hide the layer with the original. Now you can see the models with the projected image, and now I can show the shadows correctly on the buildings. I just hide the axis. This is nice, but it would be even better if I could see the shadows on the ground on the photo as well. I can do that by exporting the whole surface to windPRO and project the photo to the surface, the exact same way as I did with the buildings. I select the surface and then the Export to windPRO menu. Then I deselect the surface layer. Back in windPRO, I locate and select the surface object. And then I run the same exporter as I used on the building's 3D object. Again, I say no to edit the texture. Now you may need to wait a bit for SketchUp because the 3D object is relatively large. Now back in SketchUp, I have the surface with the projected photo. This is useful for many reasons, and one of them is that I now can show the correct shadows on both the surface and the building. To save this as a video, you need to use a screen recording software. Close to the camera, you can see some strange distortion. To avoid this, you would need a much more detailed surface model close to the camera. The same principles I have just shown can be used to convert anything you can see on the photo to a 3D object that you can move and copy around, or copy to windPRO and use in Photomontage. I could make a copy of the line of trees and move them to the other side of the road. I could make duplicates of the road sign or copy it to other projects like this, just to show how I will convert the church to a 3D model. Again, I will first create an obstacle and validate that it is at the correct position on the map and the photo. Then I export it to SketchUp. I delete all sides but one. Then I export it back to windPRO and deletes it since I don't need it anymore. Back in windPRO, I select the new 3D object and run the Btg Exporter yet again. This time I say yes to edit the texture. windPRO opens the folder where the texture is located and waits for me to finish editing. I use Photoshop to edit the texture. I delete everything but the church. It can be done in many ways. Here I use the polygon selection tool. After selecting the building, I add a mask layer and save. Then I close down and tell windPRO to continue. Now the church is a simple 3D model that I can move or copy to any position. It has the correct dimensions. I can also use copy and paste to copy it to another project. I select the church and press Ctrl C. Here I have a project at a completely different location. I press Ctrl V and place the church at this little hill. I may need to rotate it to face the camera, or I could convert it to a component and set it to automatically face the camera. You could create a SketchUp project where you collect the objects you create like this over time. Finally, I promise to explain the other settings in the Photomontage exporter setup. It is easier now when we have an export to talk about. The projection distance is the distance from the camera position to the floating image. Don't set it higher than needed, because then objects close to the camera may start to disappear. The projection size is about how the image fills out the available screen space. If it is set to fit vertically, then it will look like this. The image fits the view perfectly in the vertical direction. If set to fit horizontally, then it would fit perfectly in the horizontal direction, but the top and the bottom may be cut off. Also select the best of the two, in this case fit vertically. Finally, you can set the field of view manually if you have some special reason to do so. Changing the export format to PNG can be used if you have a need to be able to add transparent holes in the image. For instance, if adding a mask image in front of the object you're visualizing.